Have you ever caught yourself walking into a room and forgetting why you went there in the first place? Or maybe you find yourself pausing mid-sentence, struggling to recall a name or word that used to come so easily. If you are in your mid-60s or older, you might have brushed these moments off as an inevitable part of aging. Yet deep down, there is a strong desire to keep your mind as sharp as possible for as long as possible. After all, your brain is not just an organ. It is the control center for your memories, your ideas, and the countless experiences that shape your life. It is also a significant part of how you continue to learn, adapt, and stay connected with your loved ones. Many seniors share the worry that cognitive decline is unstoppable after a certain age, but there is a growing body of knowledge suggesting otherwise. In the same way you might go for a gentle walk or choose nutrient-dense foods to keep your body strong, there are small yet powerful steps you can take to support your brain. Most people think that if they have reached their 70s or beyond, the window of opportunity for improving mental clarity has closed. However, new insights in longevity and vitality coaching show that every day brings a fresh chance to nourish this incredible organ. This is especially true when we harness the power of key nutritional supplements that work with, not against, your natural physiology. Yes, even at 75 or older, you can experience clearer thinking, better recall, and a sense of mental vibrancy that many believe belongs only to the young. Over the years, I have had the privilege of guiding countless older adults through the process of optimizing their health. Many times people start with the notion that it is too late for them to see changes. They come in with low expectations, figuring they should simply accept their age-related cognitive shifts. Yet once they begin to understand the fundamental role of proper nutrients in supporting brain health, they often discover a renewed sense of hope. This goes beyond memory. It is about regaining confidence in your ability to make decisions, learn new skills, and actively participate in all aspects of your daily life. Today, I would like to walk you through 5 supplements that research suggests can help promote healthy brain aging, even at 75 or beyond. These supplements address common challenges like inflammation, nutrient gaps, and energy metabolism, factors that often hold seniors back from feeling mentally strong. Along the way, you will hear stories of real seniors who discovered that, with the right approach, they could actually reverse some of the subtle, frustrating cognitive slips that they once assumed were permanent. You will learn how small, consistent steps can make a big impact, and you will see how each supplement plays a unique role in supporting your mood, mental energy, and overall clarity. As we explore these 5 game-changing supplements, remember that you have a lifetime's worth of wisdom and adaptability on your side. Your experiences, insights, and perspectives are invaluable, and by giving your brain the support it needs, you can continue to share them in meaningful ways. By the end of our conversation, you will have concrete strategies to consider adding to your daily routine. Even if you only start with one small change, you might be surprised at just how much of a difference it can make over time. If you are ready to explore practical ways to help your mind stay vibrant, I invite you to keep watching and see how these 5 supplements might fit into your life. Let's begin with the first supplement that often flies under the radar, even though it has the potential to powerfully protect your brain. Omega-3 fatty acids. Many seniors overlook this nutrient because they believe the time for making a difference in brain health has passed. But as you will see in a moment, that assumption deserves a second look. Some people think that by the time they turn 70 or 75, their chance to improve memory or cognitive function is behind them. They might say, "I wish I had known about these things when I was younger." This idea that brain health cannot be supported later in life is a common misconception. The truth is, no matter your current age, your brain is capable of growth and adaptation. That is where omega-3s come in, specifically the types called EPM and DHA. These fatty acids can be found in fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in certain algae-based supplements if you prefer a plant source. I remember working with Harold, who at 76 had started noticing lapses in short-term memory. He kept misplacing his keys and mixing up the names of his grandchildren, which understandably left him feeling embarrassed. Harold was skeptical about the idea that supplements could help because, as he put it, the damage is already done. Still, he decided to follow a plan that included adding a fish oil supplement containing both EPA and DHA. It took a few weeks of consistent use, but Harold slowly began noticing small improvements. His word-finding moments happened less frequently, and he felt more mentally agile during routine tasks like balancing his checkbook. Over the course of several months, he realized that even though he had worried it was too late to make a difference, his brain still had plenty of capacity to benefit from the right support. What is it about omega-3s that can help? Research suggests that DHA, in particular, is an important structural component of the brain. Having adequate levels can support the fluidity of brain cell membranes and facilitate better communication between neurons. EPA also plays a role in reducing inflammation, which is increasingly recognized as a key factor in age-related cognitive changes. When your body is chronically inflamed, it can tax your entire system, including your brain. By reducing inflammation, omega-3s can create an environment more conducive to maintaining clarity and focus. If you decide to incorporate omega-3s, you can start by aiming for 2 servings of fatty fish per week. Alternatively, you could take a daily supplement. A helpful strategy is to pair your supplement with a meal that contains some healthy fats so your body can absorb it effectively. Many seniors also find it beneficial to keep their supplements visible in a place they look every morning, like the kitchen counter, to help them remember to take it. The benefits go beyond memory. Some seniors report that omega-3s also support a healthy mood balance. You may find that you feel a bit more emotionally steady and even optimistic as the weeks go on. This can help you stay motivated to engage in other brain-healthy habits, such as light exercise, learning new hobbies, or spending time in conversation with friends. All of these activities feed into a positive cycle of mental and emotional well-being. As we wrap up our look at omega-3s, ask yourself, what would it feel like to regain confidence in your memory or to feel just a bit more mentally alert during your day? Even if it has been a long time since you actively thought about your brain health, consider giving omega-3 supplementation a try, especially if you do not regularly consume fatty fish. It is one of the more straightforward steps you can take with potentially far-reaching benefits. Next, let's challenge another assumption. Many seniors believe that the only nutrient connected to brain health is fish oil and maybe a multivitamin. Yet there is another essential nutrient that can have a dramatic impact on cognition and mental vitality: vitamin D. A lot of people think vitamin D is only for bone health or immune support, but it actually has important links to brain function. It is called the sunshine vitamin because our bodies synthesize it when our skin is exposed to sunlight. The misconception is that spending a bit of time in the sun automatically keeps your vitamin D levels ideal. In reality, many older adults do not get enough direct sunlight or do not absorb vitamin D efficiently. Over time, low vitamin D can contribute to issues that reach beyond bones, including feeling mentally foggy or fatigued. Agnes, who is 72, comes to mind. She lived in a cooler, cloudier climate where sunshine was limited for much of the year. Agnes thought her daily walks, even on overcast days, were enough to maintain healthy vitamin D levels. When she started feeling more lethargic and noticed she was having a harder time staying focused on her crossword puzzles, she chalked it up to aging. Her healthcare provider ran a routine blood test and discovered that her vitamin D levels were significantly below the recommended range. Agnes began a vitamin D3 supplement protocol, and within a couple of months, she reported feeling more energized. She also regained some of her sharpness and curiosity in reading. Although it was no overnight fix, it highlighted how something as simple as vitamin D could have a profound effect on her brain's ability to function. Why does vitamin D matter so much for the brain? Researchers have found vitamin D receptors in key areas of the brain linked to planning, information processing, and forming new memories. Having sufficient vitamin D can support healthy neural functioning and may help preserve cognitive performance as you age. This nutrient is also linked to mood regulation, which in turn can influence mental clarity. When you are in a brighter emotional state, you are more likely to stay engaged with the world around you, whether that is through social connections or trying out new mental challenges like Sudoku or learning a musical instrument. So how do you ensure you have adequate vitamin D? One approach is to ask your healthcare provider for a simple blood test, often called a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. Depending on your results, you might be advised to take a higher dose of D3 for a certain period to boost your levels, then maintain with a moderate daily dose. Many supplements pair vitamin D with vitamin K2, as they can work synergistically in the body for bone and cardiovascular health. While that synergy is valuable, it is the specific role of vitamin D in your brain that we are emphasizing here. If you live in a region without much sunshine, or if you have mobility challenges that keep you indoors, you might consider both a dietary supplement and increasing your exposure to natural light whenever it is feasible. Even short intervals of gentle sunlight can help your body produce some vitamin D, but for many seniors, it is simply not enough. That is why a properly dosed supplement can make a difference in filling this gap. Before we move on to our next supplement, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you have tried either omega-3s or vitamin D in the past. Did you notice any changes in your energy, mood, or mental clarity? Sharing your experience not only helps others learn, but can also remind you of what worked or did not work in your own journey. Speaking of mood and energy, that brings us to another category of nutrients that many seniors overlook: B-complex vitamins. These include vitamins like B12, B6, and folate, all of which play vital roles in how your brain processes energy. Yet a misconception lingers that if you eat a reasonably balanced diet, you are automatically getting all the B vitamins you need. The truth is, as we age, our ability to absorb certain nutrients declines. This can be due to changes in stomach acid, certain medications, or even shifting dietary patterns. Francis, who was 78, believed that since he ate a variety of foods, there was no way he could be deficient in any vitamins. He prided himself on a balanced diet of whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Yet Francis started feeling mentally sluggish in the late afternoon. He would doze off and lose interest in projects he used to enjoy. After some testing and consultation, he discovered that his B12 level was on the lower side of normal. He decided to begin taking a B-complex supplement, especially since he did not have any known risk factors that would exclude him from doing so safely. Within about a month, Francis noticed his energy levels were more consistent. He was not nodding off midday, and his mind felt more awake during his favorite reading sessions. Why are B vitamins so critical? Each B vitamin has unique roles, but collectively, they help the body convert food into energy. In the brain, B vitamins support the creation of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that influence our mood and cognitive functions. For example, B12 and folate can help regulate homocysteine levels. Elevated homocysteine has been linked to an increased risk of cognitive decline, so keeping it in check can be beneficial for preserving mental sharpness. B6 assists in the production of serotonin and dopamine, both of which impact how clearly we think and how positive we feel. If you suspect you might be low in certain B vitamins, especially B12, one step is to have your levels tested. Symptoms of deficiency can be subtle. Numbness or tingling in the hands and feet, persistent fatigue, and difficulty focusing are some possible signs. Since older adults often have reduced stomach acid, the standard absorption of B12 from food may not be as efficient. If tests confirm a deficiency, your healthcare provider might recommend injections or a higher dose supplement. In many cases, a balanced B-complex supplement that includes B12, B6, and folate can be enough to cover your bases if you are only slightly low and do not have significant absorption issues. Even if you are not deficient, some seniors choose to take a moderate dose B-complex supplement as an insurance policy. The emotional benefits of having stable, consistent energy throughout the day can be a big morale booster. It can enhance your desire to stay active, socially engaged, and intellectually curious. Think of B-complex vitamins as a foundational layer for your brain's daily energy demands. When your mental battery stays more consistently charged, you are freer to enjoy the things you love, whether that is cooking, volunteering, or simply having in-depth conversations with friends. We have covered 3 significant nutritional support strategies so far. Let's continue our journey and turn our attention to a mineral that often gets overlooked: magnesium. Some folks assume magnesium is primarily about muscle function and preventing cramps, which can be an issue during sleep. While it does help with muscle relaxation, magnesium also plays a substantial role in brain chemistry, sleep quality, and even mood regulation. A common misconception is that if you are not having noticeable muscle cramps, you likely do not need extra magnesium. However, research suggests that many people, especially older adults, are not getting enough from their diets. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in the body, including those related to nerve function, energy production, and the relaxation response. When your magnesium levels are adequate, you may find that you are more resilient to stress and have an easier time winding down at night. Sheila, 77, had struggled with restless nights and reported that her mind tended to race when she tried to go to bed. She also complained of feeling mentally tense much of the day, easily overwhelmed by small challenges like misplacing her phone or dealing with unexpected phone calls. After discussing her concerns with her healthcare provider, she began a routine that included a gentle form of magnesium, typically something like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate. It took about 2 weeks for Sheila to notice a difference, but gradually she observed that she fell asleep faster and felt less frazzled during her daytime activities. She described it as having a calmer baseline, which in turn helped her tackle daily tasks without feeling so overwhelmed. Why does magnesium help your brain specifically? One of the reasons is that it acts as a cofactor for enzymes that support brain function, including processes that produce neurotransmitters. It is also involved in regulating the stress hormone cortisol. When cortisol is chronically elevated, it can lead to feelings of anxiety and mental fatigue, both of which diminish your capacity for clear thinking. By helping to balance cortisol and supporting neurotransmitter production, magnesium can create a more stable internal environment for your brain. If you are wondering how to add magnesium to your routine, you could first look at whether you are consuming magnesium-rich foods such as leafy green vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. If you still suspect you are not reaching the recommended intake, a supplemental form might be worth considering. Types like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate are more gentle on the digestive system for many seniors. It is generally wise to start with a lower dose to see how your body responds, then adjust from there. Some people find taking magnesium an hour before bedtime helps with both sleep and calmness. Before we move on to our final supplement, I want to invite you to take a moment to reflect on your daily habits. Which of the recommendations so far, omega-3s, vitamin D, B vitamins, or magnesium, feels most relevant to your situation? Maybe it is just one, or maybe it is a combination. Feel free to share your thoughts and questions with others in the comments section. Often, you will discover someone else has asked the very same thing you are wondering about. Finally, let's challenge one more popular assumption, that herbs and spices are mere flavor enhancers with little real impact on brain health. In reality, certain plant compounds can play a big role in preserving mental clarity as we age. One of the most studied for cognitive support is curcumin, the primary active ingredient in turmeric. You may already be aware that turmeric has been a staple in traditional cooking and remedies for centuries. The misconception is that sprinkling a tiny bit on your food is enough to leverage all its brain protective benefits. While it does not hurt to use turmeric in cooking, many people find that a concentrated curcumin supplement is more effective for noticeable results, particularly where inflammation and oxidative stress are involved. Donald, who is 80, had heard about turmeric from a friend. He figured he was doing enough by adding it to the occasional soup or sauce. Over time, though, Donald became more curious after reading that curcumin might support cognitive function by reducing inflammation in the brain. He decided to try a standardized curcumin supplement that also contained black pepper extract, piperine, to enhance absorption. After a couple of months, Donald mentioned feeling a subtle but definite difference in his mental clarity. He was better able to stay focused during his afternoon card games, something he used to struggle with after lunch. He also noted that he felt less foggy overall, even first thing in the morning. One of the key reasons curcumin can help is because of its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic low-level inflammation in the brain can contribute to various cognitive issues, including memory lapses and slow processing. By tamping down on this inflammation, curcumin might help the brain function more efficiently. It can also support the brain's own ability to clear out debris and protect neurons, which is crucial for long-term cognitive health. It is important to note that curcumin can be tricky for the body to absorb. That is why you will often see supplements containing black pepper extract or formulated in special ways to increase bioavailability. Simply adding a pinch of turmeric to your tea might not deliver the same level of active compound as a well-formulated supplement, though every little bit helps. As with any supplement, it is wise to discuss it with your healthcare provider, especially if you take medications that could interact with herbal compounds. Taken together, these 5 supplements, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, B-complex vitamins, magnesium, and curcumin, offer a powerful toolkit for healthy brain aging, even well into your 70s and beyond. They address different facets of mental function, from structural support of neurons to the regulation of mood, inflammation, and energy metabolism. While none of these are magic pills, they can each contribute to a healthier internal environment that allows your mind to operate at its best capacity. Now let us recap what we have covered and why it matters. You have learned how omega-3s can help keep your brain's cellular membranes flexible, thereby supporting communication between neurons. You have seen that vitamin D, although known for bone health, is actually linked to better cognitive performance and mood regulation. B-complex vitamins, especially B12, help fuel your brain's daily energy needs and neurotransmitter production. Magnesium goes beyond muscle comfort and can improve sleep and stress management, both of which deeply affect mental clarity. Finally, curcumin provides a potent anti-inflammatory boost that may enhance cognitive resilience. You may be wondering, which of these is the most important? The short answer is that each one addresses a different need, and all can be important for a well-rounded approach to staying mentally sharp. What makes this urgent is that time marches on, and the sooner you begin supporting your brain, the greater the potential benefits. Small lapses in memory or focus that show up now can either become worse or improve, depending on how you choose to respond. By taking action and exploring these supplements, you give yourself the best chance at maintaining an active, fulfilling, and mentally alert life. Imagine feeling more confident in your ability to recall important information, like a grandchild's birthday or the details of your favorite recipe. Picture yourself staying fully engaged in conversations without losing your train of thought, or diving into a new hobby such as painting or learning a language, knowing your mind is up for the challenge. These scenarios are not just wishful thinking. They are attainable possibilities when your brain's foundation is well supported. If you feel ready to explore these supplements further, here are some ways you can get started. First, you might schedule an appointment with your healthcare provider to discuss your current nutrient status. You could also keep a simple health journal where you note any changes in memory, mood, or energy once you begin supplementation. Over time, you can track what is working and make adjustments as needed. For those who enjoy community and learning from peers, consider joining a local senior wellness group or an online forum where people share their experiences with various nutritional approaches. Sometimes the support and feedback from others on the same path can be the most valuable resource of all. As a next step, you can choose your level of engagement. Perhaps you only feel comfortable starting with one supplement to see how your body reacts. That is perfectly fine. Others might be motivated to adopt 2 or 3 changes at once, especially if they have already confirmed certain deficiencies through blood tests. The key is to keep going and reassess every few weeks. Progress sometimes shows up gradually, so staying consistent and patient is essential. Before we wrap up, remember that you bring decades of wisdom, resilience, and life experience to your approach toward better brain health. You have overcome countless challenges and adapted to big life changes. Supporting your cognitive function is just another chapter in that ongoing story. You are not at the end of your ability to influence your health. You are simply at a stage where every step you take counts more than ever. So why not take that step? After all, your mind is a treasure that deserves care and attention. By choosing to explore these supplements and integrate them into a balanced lifestyle, you empower yourself to keep learning, connecting, and thriving, no matter your age. Whether you implement one or all 5 recommendations, know that you are honoring your body's remarkable capacity for renewal. Embrace that capacity and you just might surprise yourself with how much mental clarity and energy you can reclaim. Thank you for watching and for investing this time in your own well-being. Feel free to share your experiences, ask questions, and let others know what has worked for you. By speaking up, you join a community of seniors who are not accepting the old narrative about inevitable cognitive decline. Instead, you are choosing a path of possibility, strength, and mental vitality. The power to shape your future is still very much in your hands, because taking care of yourself and your mind is something you can do at any age. You have earned this right to continue growing, learning, and contributing in all the ways that matter to you.